here we go. Here are 10 colorless spells that you probably are not running in your colorless Eldrazi decks or your colorless the Urza Thopter battle thing. Those decks. If you're not running these, maybe you should. Maybe you can consider it. These are hopefully some less known cards. I'm not throwing in the stuff that you know you should put in there. I'm throwing in stuff that's like, oh, that's actually really cool. I should put that in there. Crashing Drawbridge. All right, this actually came in the pre-con because they stole my idea. Wizards. I'm just joking. The Commander Masters version is actually more expensive than the Throne of Eldraine version. But you can tap at this wall to give all your creatures haste until end of turn. I don't need to tell you why that's good, but a hasty Ulamog or Emrakul or Kozilek cannot be trifled with. So slap this down. I mean, it's 2 mana. It's just going to sit there most of the game, and then boom, it hits it when it counts. So throw this in those decks. Throw this in your other decks too, because this goes in any sort of deck instead of just red decks. So really fun. Wedding Invitation is fantastic. We're going to do this version. Look at that. When it enters, you draw cards. So that's already a card draw effect that Colorless desperately needs. And then you can sacrifice it, and target creature can't be blocked this turn. Now, I don't care about this vampire thing because that's probably not going to happen because it's a colorless deck. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. Again, slappity Ulamog, Kozilek, Crushers. Boom, you're done. Because it's unblockable. So there's that. The little mustache hair sticking in my nose. Yeah, great card. I mean, this cool double feature version, 16 cents. This is 10 cents. Come on. These are so good. Book of Ras. Not to be mistaken with Book of... No, I'm just joking. Book of Ras costs 6, which is kind of expensive. But, again, Colorless desperately needs card draw a lot of the time. And you can pay 2 and 2 life to draw a card. You don't even need to tap it. You can just boom, 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 boom. Get those out. Get cards as fast as you want them, or that you can get out. And this thing's 37 cents, the cheapest. And the dark version is 98 cents. So it's a little steep up front, but I think this thing pays off after a little while. Brittle Effigy. Maybe you did know about this one, but you can pay. So it costs 1. You can pay 4 and tap it to exile it, and then exile a target creature. Colorless does not have many single targeted removal spells, and all of them are not very good on mana curve. This is 5 mana to do that, which is actually, I mean, that's pretty average, I think, for colorless spells. But being able to exile a creature, put this out turn 1, and then maybe this holds a target in your opponent's heads. They're like, oh, I gotta get rid of that. That's gonna hit me later. But maybe that just sits around for a while, and all of a sudden it's like, boom, I got to exile your creature. Kind of a fun little thing. And yeah, you just swipe or no swiping. I don't know why that came to my head, but boom, you exile a creature. Blood Servitor. This is another one for some card draw. When it enters, create a blood token. You know, it's not that great, but again, if you're looking for budget cards and you can't afford some other things, you can the blood token, which helps you draw cards. And it's another artifact that comes out if you're doing artifact synergies. Cool double feature as well. So if you're looking to discard stuff or just have an extra card, like extra step card draw type thing, you can slap this in here and it's kind of a good time. Arcane Encyclopedia. Again, more card draw stuff. Pay 3 for it, and then you pay 3 and tap it to draw a card. Again, it seems really expensive, but being able to do this every turn, it's actually fairly good. Oh, this is the version I have. It's like, oh, this is actually looks different than I saw this one. I'm like, oh, I actually have that. Yeah, 3, tap, draw a card. Great stuff. Armillary Sphere. I don't know if any of you guys have this card. I'm sure you do. but being able to sacrifice this and search for 2 basics into your hand, that's really great. I personally run a lot of wastes in my colorless deck because of stuff like this. You can actually search for those lands, and if somebody does attempt with discovery or whatever it is, you can actually search for some basics, and they don't enter tapped. They don't do much, but they are searchable. So I like putting our Armillary Sphere in here and be able to search for some stuff and put it into my hand. So I like this card a lot. Awakened Amalgam. Speaking of lands, this thing's power and toughness are each equal to the number of differently named lands that you control. Colorless decks notoriously have a million different named lands, so this thing's going to be massive. And if you've got the artifact decks that want to run kind of big artifacts, and that one card is like tap, put a +1/+1 counter on all your creatures, stuff like that, this thing's going to be great. And you're just being able to swing with this giant deck, or this giant creature, and and it just gets bigger every turn if you're putting down that extra differently named land. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. I mean, maybe it's lackluster to you, but I think it's pretty neat. Biblioplex Assistant. Oh, I just noticed its face. Oh, that's creepy. Never noticed its face before. It's a gargoyle. Pay 4, and it's got 2/1 with flying. When it enters, put up to 1 instant or sorcery from your graveyard on top of your library. This is fantastic because you can pull out that All Is Dust again, or one of the few colorless kill spells. So yeah, this might come out of nowhere for people, and they're like, oh crap, they got All Is Dust in their hand again. Actually, let me look. All Is Dust does not exile itself. Nope. Okay, so this will actually get it, so you can bring it back if you need. So yeah, just kind of a fun thing that you can do and protect yourself a little bit later on in the game. And lastly, we've got Alchemist's Vial. When it enters, draw a card, which is just great, just cantrips, and then you can pay 1 and sacrifice it, and then a target creature can't attack or block this turn. So you're able to make somebody's best creature unable to block or unable to attack, whatever you need, and then it draws a card. I don't know. It's really fun, and it just takes something out of combat, which can be extremely beneficial. Look how much more bright and colorful it is. Whatever. Okay. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Check out all the TCGplayer and Milkman and other affiliate links in the description below. There's some new stuff down there. And make sure you join me next week for your weekly dose of magic.